Hey there friends, how's it going? My name is Kevin and today we're doing something a bit different. So you may have heard that there is a bot that rewrote a chapter of Harry Potter. I know we're all itching for more Harry Potter literature, and since J.K. Rowling point blank refuses to acknowledge my requests for my Gary's Mod series to be made canon, I guess this will have to do. So we're going to read it today and see what we think. So we're jumping right in at chapter 13. We've skipped the other chapters, they're not necessary. This is called The Handsome One. The castle grounds snarled with a wave of magically magnified wind. The sky outside was a great black ceiling, which was full of blood. It's like an afterthought. They just mention it afterwards, like, oh, by the way, also the sky was full of blood. The only sounds drifting from Hagrid's hut were the disdainful shrieks of his own furniture. That's just normal for Hagrid. There's nothing out of ordinary there. Magic. It was something that Harry Potter thought was very good. He's quite a way with words. This is my first time reading this, by the way, so this is actually absurd to me too. Don't worry, it's not just you. Leathery sheets of rain lashed at Harry's ghost as he walked across the grounds towards the castle. Ron was standing there and doing a kind of frenzied tap dance. He saw Harry and immediately began to eat Hermione's family. Some would call it a plot hole, I call it genius. You know, I'm beginning to understand why, like, Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk have been saying AI is the danger. Now I understand. Like, this is what it goes to immediately. It reads a nice, wholesome book like Harry Potter. It's like, oh, that child should eat the other's family. Ron's shirt was just as bad as Ron himself. So I'm taking it as Ron was wearing a Ron merchandise shirt or something similar, and that was just as bad as Ron himself. Just in case you didn't understand that line, I just wanted to flesh it out for you. I'll try and do voices. If you two can't clump happily, I'm going to get aggressive, confessed the reasonable Hermione. I don't know, I mean, she doesn't seem reasonable. She's already threatening to get aggressive if they don't clump happily. And I very rarely clump happily, to be honest. It's difficult to clump and be happy. It's just one of those things. I mean, this book is deep, man. It's really making me think. Thinking about clump. I don't know what clump means. What? What about Ron magic offered Ron? It's like you're facing Voldemort and you just can't beat him, and he's off the sidelines like, have you tried Ron magic? No, Ron magic is never helpful. Ever. To Harry, Ron was a loud, slow, and soft bird. Harry did not like to think about birds. Death Eaters are on top of the castle, Ron bleated, quivering. Ron was going to be spiders. He just was. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's just, you couldn't even make this up. I've written bad stories, like intentionally bad stories, and they are nowhere near as good as this. Maybe I'll read you one sometime. I've done them before, but who knows, we could do a dramatic reading of that. He wasn't proud of that, but it was going to be hard to not have spiders all over his body after all is said and done. I mean, it's true, I can't see any other way the story could go right now. Look, said Hermione, obviously there are loads of Death Eaters in the castle. Let's listen in on their meetings. The three complete friends zapped onto the landing outside the door to the castle roof. They almost legged it, but witches are not climbing. Ron looked at the doorknob and then looked at Hermione with searing pain. I think it's closed, you know. Oh, I need the whole book. I could read the whole book like this. Locked, said Mr. Staircase, the shabby-robed ghost. They looked at the door, screaming about how closed it was, and asking it to be replaced with a small orb. The password was beef woman, Hermione said. Or sorry, Hermione cried. Yeah, I mean, you gotta really urgently tell everyone that information. I mean, it's important that everyone know that the password is in fact beef woman. The problem is, now that I've said that, I've got to go change the password to my YouTube account, and my email, and my PayPal, and all of my banking passwords. I just hate that they happen to say the password in this book. I really thought beef women was an uncrackable password. Harry, Ron, and Hermione quietly stood behind a circle of Death Eaters who looked bad. Geez, that's a bit petty, isn't it? Come on, AI, you're better than this. There's no need to insult them like that. You could just say they were there. You didn't need to comment on their appearance. They can't help it. I think it's okay if you like me, said one of the Death Eaters. Just that subtle hint, like, Harry, I know I'm a Death Eater. We're on different paths of life here. But like, if you liked me, I mean, I guess it would be okay. Thank you very much, replied the other. The first Death Eater confidently leaned forward to plant a kiss on his cheek. I'm not sure which parts of the books the AI picked up on to get this in it. Like, I mean, when you say, the password is beef women, I mean, you could say, okay, I don't know where they got beef women, but they were talking about the password to the common room. Okay, I can see the link, but I don't get where the hitting on Dead Eaters came from, to be honest. Oh, well done, said the second. The best response to getting a kiss is saying, oh, well done. That was nice, I enjoyed it. Oh, well done, said the second as his friend stepped back again. All the other Dead Eaters clapped politely. They're not a bad bunch. They get a bad rap in the non-canon J.K. Rowling Harry Potter books. Then they all took a few minutes to go over the plan to get rid of Harry's magic. I mean, it's not a bad plan. If he's no magic, he's not much of a threat. Harry could... It's just so bizarre, it's hard to read it. Harry could tell that Voldemort was standing right behind him. He felt a great overreaction. Harry tore his eyes from his head and threw them into the forest. If I can't see him, he can't see me. Oh god, this is amazing. This is just brilliant. I love it. It's probably my favorite Harry Potter book. I'm not even lying. Voldemort raised his eyebrows at Harry, who could not see anything at the moment. Yeah, that's because just one sentence ago, he threw his eyeballs in the forest. Voldemort, you're a very bad and mean wizard. Harry, you need to calm down. Alright, there's no need to get that aggressive. There's no need for insults. He just wants to take away your magic, okay? It's just his job. Don't get mad at him. Oh, and he said that savagely as well, by the way, just so you know. Savagely! Hermione nodded encouragingly. The tall Death Eater was wearing a shirt that said, Hermione... Hermione has forgotten how to dance. So Hermione dipped his face in mud. That is warranted, to be fair. To be honest, it was frankly rude. He probably should have wore his Ron merchandise shirt. That would have been way better for the occasion. But then again, they snuck in on their meeting. So, I mean, he thought he was in a private zone with friends, you know. Ron threw a wand at Voldemort, and everyone applauded. Ron smiled. Ron reached for his wand slowly. So he threw it at him for no reason, and then awkwardly went over to pick it up again. Seems something Ron would do. That, my friends, is Ron magic. Ron's the handsome one, muttered Harry, as he reluctantly reached for his. That just kind of leaves it up in the air. That's kind of a cliffhanger for now. He reached for his, but what could it have been? I'm voting for his eyeballs that are out in the forest at the moment. They cast a spell or two, and jets of green light shot out of the Death Eaters' heads. Ron flinched. What a scaredy cat. I wouldn't do that if green shot out of someone's head. I just accept it, you know, for what it is. I'm pretty badass, alright? I wouldn't react. I'd be fine. Not so handsome now, thought Harry, as he dipped Hermione in hot sauce. She needed a bit of flavor in this story, to be honest. She's not really adding much. The Death Eaters were dead now, for some reason, I don't know. And Harry was hungrier than he had ever been. Well, he just dipped her in hot sauce, so I guess I can see where this is going. I feel like we missed a bit of that story. Like, it was kind of ramping up. There was a beginning, a middle, and it was kind of missing the end. It was just like, they are dead. That was it. Didn't want to explain how. Then again, if that's my problem with this story, I think I'm looking in the wrong place. The Great Hall was filled with incredible moaning chandeliers, and a large librarian who had decorated the sinks with books about masonry. To be fair, it's something a librarian would do. Those pesky librarians are always doing that shit. Mountains of mice exploded. Several long pumpkins fell out of McGonagall. Dumbledore's hair scooted next to Hermione as Dumbledore arrived at school. That's fair. I'm gonna allow it. The pig of Hufflepuff pulsed like a large bullfrog. Dumbledore smiled at it and placed his hand on its head. You are Hagrid now. Also, this is like a prequel. This is how Hagrid came to be. It's interesting, I must say. I'm intrigued. We're the only people who matter. He's never going to get rid of us, Harry, Hermione, and Ron said in chorus. To be fair, I can kind of see where they got that opinion of themselves. There's a lot of focus on them all the time. I feel like their ego is just inflating. Especially Ron and his fucking Ron magic. The floor of the castle seemed like a large pile of magic. The Dursleys had never been to the castle, and they were not about to come there in Harry Potter and the portrait of what looked like a large pile of ash. Harry looked around and then fell down the spiral staircase for the rest of the summer. God, it's gonna be a long holiday. Yeah, I'm Harry Potter, Harry began yelling. The dark arts better be worried, oh boy. I feel like I need some time to recover after that. I need some just processing time to digest that story and really understand what it was all about. But God, am I terrified of AI now. Like, why would AI want run to eat another child's family. I don't understand. And then the strange part is she ends up marrying him, so I guess she liked it. There you go, folks. You like someone, eat their family. Alright, folks, I hope you enjoyed this dramatic reading. I know it was a bit of a different video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I just saw it popping up and I was like, I think this would do well in a video. I think just the fact that we've done so much Harry Potter stuff on it and just how hilarious the first 2 or 3 lines seemed, I was like, I have to read this on a video. So I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'd appreciate a like. And other than that, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
The Dark Arts better be worried. Oh boy!
Shout out to Patreon supporters Daniel Gallen, Daniel O'Neill, Michael David Rose, Andrew Urbancheck, Matthew Ross, Ethan McCarter, Brooke and Louise, Callum Christine, Nathan Norland, Nadine Kamel, Mr. Ozzy, Jack Sheet, Conlet, Jack Dolan, Leah McTaggart, Noah Marr, Nancy Kirk, Becca Plinderleth, Kaelin Valencia, Ralph Sperry, Connor Bobonner, Leo Marquina, Peter Daly, Herbie, Catholic Guy, Nanaconda Kiwi, Stuart Stephen, and Winterly Barsley. Thank you so much, guys.